Run, river, run, run through the hills. Run, river, run to the sea. Run, river, run to your place beneath the sun. Run, river, run.
Hi, this is Jan Lewis. Welcome to be my guest today. I have a real special treat for you girls out there, and there's probably quite a few of you hiding out there. If you have a Scottish background, if you have, maybe you married a Scot, maybe your parents, your grandparents, great-great-great-great-grandparents came over from Scotland, born, whatever. We have two members here of the Daughters of Scotia. Welcome, ladies. We have beside me, I have Carol Cordner, and then my pal Betty Martin. Betty and I had just met recently. And wait till you hear Betty's beautiful brogue. I told her to slow it down a little bit because I got to catch everything. It's so gorgeous, I wish I had it. The reason that I contacted the Daughters of Scotia, Scotia meaning Scotland, we know that Nova Scotia means New Scotland. My grandfather's family, we believe, migrated from Scotland, Wales, whatever, came over to Nova Scotia, settled there, and my grandfather was a Mason, and his son, my father, was a Mason, and that's how I learned about all this type of thing. So one day, many years ago, I saw something in a newspaper about the Daughters of Scotia. So I decided, well, I'll call over to the Masonic Temple, figuring they might know. It might not have been the Worcester one, it might have been Shrewsbury, I'm not sure. The gentleman was very nice, but he didn't know who I should contact. So I kind of gave up. I thought, well, okay. Then recently, I think I started thinking about it again. I said, well, I'm just going to call over to the Worcester Masonic Temple. And bingo, I got Betty sitting right over here. I mean, she is Scotland. I mean, I hear this beautiful Scottish brogue on the other end, and we both really went, whoa! She got someone, I got some. Not many of the ladies know about the Daughters of Scotia.
No.
We'll let Betty, when did it start? When did it begin?
It began in 1895 in Connecticut with Victoria Lodge number 1. And they were going for maybe about 2 years, and that's when our lodge, Thistle Lodge, came into
The Thistle Lodge, that's what yours is, the Thistle Lodge.
And then from there, it gradually progressed.
And it progressed.
But sadly, you know, these older lodges, a lot has disbanded, and the smaller ones are struggling to. But we're not giving up. We're maybe struggling, but we're not giving up.
But there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot. No, right here we have Carol, and Carol is not of Scottish descent herself, but she married a Scottie.
I married a Scottie.
And what part of Scotland was he from?
Aberdeen.
I think I looked up. I think the Lewises were with the MacLeods, and they were in Skye.
Skye.
And then there's an Isle of Lewis too.
I forgot to bring you. I have a map of Scotland, and right at the top was the Isle of Lewis. And
Yes.
I meant to bring it for you, and I forgot.
I don't know. Then Harris, the Isle of Harris is where we've got a big old thing right on in our entrance where our refrigerator is, but I don't see some of the very smaller. But there's so many clans. Lewis and the MacLeods are together. I think Stuart. Why they broke apart, right?
Yeah.
Why they broke up? So when did you join the Daughters of Scotia?
I joined in 1971.
Yeah.
And so that's 47 years I've been in, and I do enjoy it very much. I would recommend it to anybody. I'm saying that right now, but no, I sincerely mean that. It's, in my eyes, it's been good for me.
Mm.
Yeah.
You make such wonderful, lasting friendships.
Thank you, Betty.
You really do, and not just even in your own lodge and your lodges in Massachusetts, but like we have a convention every year, and you meet people from the lodges over the United States, and you look forward to every year meeting up again. And
are there many branches of the Daughters of Scotia left in America?
we have 31 lodges.
Yeah.
How many? 31.
31.
Okay, and Worcester, you started at quite a few members, and then it dwindled.
Yeah.
Well, when I joined, I would say that we had a little over 100 members, and we're down to 31.
31, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're down to 31.
Yeah.
Well, as we were talking about Betty and I were saying, I said, I guess life happens, right?
Yeah, it does.
That's right.
You know.
So you heard about it, Carol, via your husband? Because he knew Betty's husband?
No.
No. How did I hear about that? I heard it
I
through,
think it was through Faye.
Yeah, I heard it through one of my friends. Although she wasn't Scottish, but one of her relatives was Scottish.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, wait a minute. I'm married to a Scotsman.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go, the two of us go down together?
Sure.
So I've been in there for 25 years. And I'm the only French and Polish president.
That's.
We talked about that last night.
We talked about it last
Did
night.
they choose you?
Yeah, my turn comes and they say, oh, it's Carol, it's your turn. I said, oh, here goes this Polish French one up again.
And as I say, we're a small lodge.
Yeah.
And we only have 7 members who come. So,
But there are 31 members, but 7 come.
Yeah,
Right.
but we have 3 desk offices. So they're not getting to leave these desk offices.
Yeah.
So then we have a chief daughter, a sub-chief daughter, a chaplain, and a conductor. 3 of whom are past chief daughters. So,
Past chief daughters.
Yeah,
What
so-
does that mean?
well, you go as chief daughter first,
Yeah.
and then you're a past chief daughter.
So if I joined, I would be a chief daughter.
No,
no.
You'd have to take one of the other offices, go through the chairs.
You have to go up.
You have to.
each
You have
chair.
to take a part. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had told me we're talking again with Betty Martin and Carol Cordner, and they are in the Daughters of Scotia. Again, out loud. If you have a relative, if you're a lady who has a relative who's Scottish, if you are Scottish heritage, right over here. I know I do. I sure as heck do. My father's family is swimming with me. So you are now the chief.
I'm the chief.
She's the chief daughter.
What's your title now, Betty?
Well, I am a past grand chief daughter, but I'm also I'm secretary in the lodge.
Okay, now it's in the Masonic Lodge where the Thistle Lodge is
Yeah.
in Worcester. Beautiful on Ionic Ave. Oh, God, my son keeps walking by and he's like,
Yeah.
he knows he could walk in and talk to the Masons
It's
and he
nice,
could get in,
yeah.
but he's still thinking about it. But I think I gave you his information. Definitely have someone connect with him. I mean, he could use the grounding. It's good for him. But it's not necessarily connected with the Masons.
No, we're not connected. The only thing we were connected with was the clan.
The clan.
And Thistle Lodge was connected with Clan Scott.
Okay.
And can't remember I've got the 100th anniversary book, and it was actually the clan down in Connecticut that got them started, and the men were members until everything.
So the
got
men
going.
did join for a while, and then until the girls got going.
The girls threw them out.
Yeah.
Is it a social? You had said it's not necessarily. I mean, outside you can be friends and social, but when you get there, what's it like? You have a meeting, right?
It's a fraternal
Yeah.
organisation,
Okay.
so we have ritual that we go through.
You have the rituals that you go.
Well,
Sort of
yeah.
like the Eastern Star.
Yeah.
that I went through.
Right.
On the
I
same
did that.
idea.
Okay, it's like that.
We have ritual, and then after our meetings, we go downstairs and we socialise.
Yeah.
When I first joined, Thistle Lodge met twice a month.
Yeah.
And so the second month you did a short form meeting, and then you did something. We used to play bingo, or we have
Oh, yeah.
or
What do you do now, though?
Drink tea.
You have a little snack or something like that.
Yeah, we drink tea. And
it's not a little snack.
What I wanted to do is read the this sort of says it all. The order includes in its membership women tracing Scottish descent from a parent, grandparent, great-grandparent, women born in Scotland, mothers and daughters of members of the order, the wives, right? Mothers, daughters, sisters, and widows of members of the orders of Scottish clans, the legally adopted daughters of members of the order, wives of men in a Scottish descent. So, when did you come? Where, first of all, Betty, where were you in Scotland before you came? Where was your location before you came to the States?
I grew up in Dundee.
Dundee, yeah.
Dundee, and my husband did too.
Yeah. And you met there.
We met there.
You told me about how he courted you.
Oh yes. he was, when I met him, he was 17 and I had just turned 18. We were 7 months apart, but we asked him, he made it sound like 7 years.
Yeah.
But no, we got married 1960, in 1963, he came over June 10th to join a pipe band in Boston.
He plays the pipe. Is he in the Worcester Kilties?
He was in the Worcester Kilties.
He's passed
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
But he was one. I think we had on a bagpipist young man who had not been here that long in the States. And
Yeah.
boy, when he played, they heard him downstairs. The rocks was rocking, and the walls were really moving. So he was in the Kilty band.
Yeah.
Did he bring you over with him then, or did you come later?
He came in June, and then I came September
Yeah.
with my daughter.
Yeah.
And got off the plane and said, I'm here and I'm not moving again.
No,
I'm here, that's
you're
it.
in Worcester, but you were in different places before you hit.
Yeah, we were in Dorchester for 2 years.
Dorchester, yeah.
And then we moved to Worcester so he could come play with the Worcester band.
With the Kilties. I love that. They're still very active.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they are. They are.
Now, Carol, your husband was he from Dundee as well?
No, he was from Aberdeen, a little fishing village called Peterhead. It's a little, he won't take me back home. He says he wants to see the United States.
Yeah.
I said, geez, John, don't you want to go see all your relatives? He has no relatives here.
Yeah.
They're all in Scotland. He says, no, I want to remember Scotland in my head like when I left it.
Oh.
And when he left it, that's what he wants to remember. Because now it's probably grown and,
Yeah.
modernized. He just wants to
It
remember
has,
all the little
there's
fishing.
There's a lot of changes
Yeah.
in Scotland now.
His uncles used to go out on the Black Sea to go fishing.
Yeah.
And he would sit on the sand dunes and watch these ships go out.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden they disappear. The waves are so high, the ships disappear. Often
And they came back safe, though, right?
they came back safe. They
Wow.
came back. I mean,
How's Nessie? My favorite dinosaur. That's up in the Loch Ness.
the Loch
Loch
Ness.
Ness one.
Loch Ness.
Oh, good old Nessie. I mean, I've heard through the years so much about that. Is he supposed to be a dinosaur, or what is he? He's
A sea monster or something,
think
right?
it's a sea monster.
Yeah, sea monster.
whoever thought of that? I think it's great. I mean, if it was a real, I'd love to meet him.
I mean, I guess it was really a great thing because
Yeah.
John told me that, like every Sunday, they used to hop in the car and hurry up and go to where he's supposed to be there and see if they could see him. Oh God, are we going to see that sea monster?
Did they see him?
No,
No.
I don't think they ever did.
They didn't see him. No. Now you don't. Does your Does your husband have the beautiful Scottish brogue that Betty has?
Well, he did have, and you couldn't hardly understand him. So then he got sick of people saying, "What? What?
Yeah.
What?"
Yeah.
So he says, "I learned to speak."
Yeah.
But then when he's with somebody like
Oh,
with
he talks to
Betty,
me.
Oh, yeah.
with Betty, or the other ladies,
Yeah.
it goes right back,
Yeah.
right back.
Betty, what clan are you? Is it Martin? But something else too, right?
Well, my middle name is Fraser, so I could be in the Fraser.
How do you spell it?
Fraser.
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 I like that show.
No.
Fraser.
Fraser has an I in it. There's no I in
Fraser.
Fraser.
Fraser. Okay. All right. I got
I
that.
hope nobody's watching this.
Were you the only? Were you the clans Fraser and Martin? Were they together, or was it because you married a Martin?
Married a Martin.
Okay.
But my husband, his middle name is Kennedy. So-
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah.
And I had thought that was, remember, Irish. No.
Right, yeah, you're right.
But and there is a Martin Tartan, but it's hard to find it. But there is a Martin.
Yeah.
But we never bothered about clans.
No.
No, you didn't.
No.
When do you meet? When the Daughters of Scotia? Where and when do you meet?
Okay. Thistle Lodge, we meet the first Tuesday of the month.
The first Tuesday.
The first Tuesday in the Masonic Building in Iona Cave.
Okay.
Now, and then we have 4 other lodges.
Yeah.
We have Victory Lodge number 90
Yeah.
up in Lynn, and they meet the first or third Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay. But yours is the first Tuesday.
Tuesday.
The first
Tuesday of the month. So we're looking at coming up. I know June 1st. I'm having eye surgery on the 31st of May. The 1st, I'll go to the doctor for the follow-up. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. It'll be the 5th, right? Am I right on this?
Yeah, but the problem with that night, that is that's a big night for us.
For the Masons?
Our grand chief daughter's coming to visit. So,
Okay,
so
so
we
will that be the next time it meets?
yeah.
What is everybody? Are people invited? that June?
Well, that would be the grand chief daughter from. She is the chief daughter of all the lodges in the United States, and she's going to come to visit us.
So that wouldn't be a good...
No.
Okay, so we're looking in July. The July one. So, okay,
And
the
now,
first June. Okay.
July, we don't meet in the
The
Sonnet
sun.
building, July and August, because the building's closed.
Okay, where do you meet at all?
Yeah, but I don't know where we're going in July.
You go into my.
Oh, we're going to Carlos
They come out to my campground.
You're in...
Oakham. I live in Oakham.
Is that near Sturbridge? No.
Before
No.
Sturbridge,
It's near
it's
Auburn?
Barry, Matt. There's Paxton, Rutland, and then Oakham.
Okay. Now, when do you go back to the lodge meeting?
September.
All right, let me write that down. That'd be easier for me.
September,
Yeah, probably.
September would be a good time.
Yeah.
So the first Tuesday in September, if you're interested. Now, how can they get in touch with you if they'd like to speak with you?
Well, if they'd like to, I don't want to give out my phone number.
Carol, is there a website or?
But you could call. You could send me an email.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
ahead.
At piperlkm@yahoo.com.
Piper, like in piping. Piper LKM@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
And that's Betty right over there. And she can tell you what you need to know. She'll write back, or if you want to leave her your phone number, she'll be happy to talk with you. But boy, she's good on the phone.
I don't mind talking.
We must have talked for what, half an hour? Oh my
She's
gosh!
a great talker.
Oh, okay. Well, I visited her.
Well, you know, I don't like this. Nobody talks to each other much anymore.
I do.
And you know,
I do.
even my kids, you know.
It's good for you to be.
But,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
good.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
really good. I'm so
Yeah.
glad. Again, we're talking with Betty Martin and Carol Cordner, and they are members of the Daughters of Scotia in Worcester at that particular lodge, the Thistle Lodge. And it's on Ionic. What number Ionic?
1.
1 Ionic Ave, Street or Ave?
Yeah.
Ave in Worcester. This building, you can't miss it. If you're on your way to the RMV, you know,
The stuff.
this thing, it looks like, I thought it was built in the 1700s, but no.
No.
When was it built? 1800s? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it was built in 1913.
1913.
Yeah.
Okay, my grandpa graduated Clark in 1908. It wasn't even up yet.
No.
And I know that he joined the Arlington Lodge, and Dad was up in Biddeford, Maine. So that wasn't, it looks, it's got like those long,
Pillars.
the pillars?
Yeah.
Have you been inside?
Not
Oh,
yet.
you've got to come inside.
You
Yeah.
should go inside.
You told me
see
to
it.
come when in September when people want to come,
Yeah.
speak to them, you know, yourselves, that you would go to you'd park along the side and come in the back entrance. Am I
Back
correct?
entrance. Yeah.
Okay, and it's right there on that main floor?
Well, you have to go up a few
There's
steps.
just
And
a
it's
few
up there.
steps.
But we have an
that
elevator,
brings
so.
you up into the lobby
Yeah.
area,
And
and then the lodge rooms are up the stairs.
There's a beautiful foyer. I mean, it's beautiful.
But what I would like to say is, we do have other lodges in Massachusetts and Connecticut, and we've got lodges all over. So if there was someone not from this area would like to join, because I know we do need members, and I'm not just, well, I don't know the right word to say, but I'm not just wanting it for my lodge. I'd like it for every lodge.
Well, certainly there's got to be a lot of women out there that are a very strong Scottish background, or they've married somebody with Scottish, or even a little Scottish background. I say Nova Scotia because that's the most I trace it back on my dad's side. They had all kinds of names: Jocelyn, Lewis, Monroe. They're all over the lot over there.
And it's surprising, and I say it's surprising the friends that you can make. 2 years back, when my husband was mastering his lodge,
Yeah.
he had this Scottish degree team from Lynn come down, and come to find out, I made friends with one of the girls, Jean Smith, and who was from Dundee,
Yeah?
and found out that I knew her sister. Her sister worked the same place as me.
You knew her from living in Dundee?
Yeah.
It's a small world.
So, you know, it was amazing. It's amazing the people that you meet that,
Right.
and no matter where they're from, if you know somebody's from Scotland, I mean, you want to talk to them.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, if by any chance you want to talk with me and I can get you in touch with them, my email is jjl3000@verizon.net. Get in touch with me. I will put you in touch with these ladies. And I know that I'm going to go over, as far as I know, I'm going in September to look into it and meet them over there. I think it sounds wonderful. The fact that you have a friendship outside of the ritual meetings,
Yes.
I love that. If it was just going there for ritual and everyone goes home, I don't think I could take it. But the fact that you're friends, that's
Yes.
big. That's
That
really,
is.
that's so important. And you had mentioned it. Nobody communicates anymore.
No. And like I say, we've got these other lodges, and like for instance, when the Grand Chief Doctor comes to make her visits, we all try to go visit the other lodges, and our installation of offices, we all support each other.
You know, I put Betty in touch with the head. He's going to be on the show. The head of the Scottish Festival. It's every year in Northampton. I think it's June or July.
July 21st.
Okay, I've been there one time. I bought a cute little book on clans, kith and kin, and I was able to. That's how I found out about how I was connected with the other clans. But Peter is his first name, and he's going to be on the show. Are you going to go?
Yeah, we had our meeting last night,
Yeah.
and we talked about it, and that they're really keen to do it. So I sent out letters to all the other lodges in Massachusetts and Connecticut, and hopefully we can get. I'm not saying everybody can go, but if somebody from each lodge can go, that would
be really
I
great.
think it would help.
It would.
You know, when you look up your tartan, what confuses the dickens out of me is I was on the line last night. Somebody had told me she had a feeling that mine was forest green with some gold going through it. So lo and behold, these Lewis tartans. I'm like, oh my God. Or Lewis of MacLeod of Lewis.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Why? Do we have to really get in touch with someone in Scotland to help us on this? How do we do it?
Well, no. I mean,
I look at the book. Well, I know what John's is. John's is the Grant, that red and
Yeah.
like that Christmas plaid that's
The
out.
colors, the reds and all.
Yeah.
This is the greens. My grandfather had a shield or whatever it was at his house. It looked a particular way, but my sibling had a different one entirely.
Yeah.
So I was so confused growing up. I'm like, who's on first base? I didn't know.
Well, you'll find you've got your you've got your Royal Stewart, you've got your Dress Stewart, and the Grey Stewart. So if you can wear the Stewart tartan, then you can wear either one, the one that you like the best.
If you can what now?
You can wear whichever one you want.
Whichever you want.
Like where the Fraser tartan, I would say there's about 4 different types.
Yeah.
So
What do? You pick one, right?
yeah, you just pick one.
Yeah.
Now, I went and visited Betty in her home, and it's all Scottish. I mean, the most beautiful color. And even is that your purse with a Scottish design on it?
That's
That was fine.
You had everything. It was very obvious. It was so cute. You've lived in Worcester how long now?
Well, I've lived in Auburn 21 years.
Yeah. 21 years. And then you're over in Oakham, Carol.
Yeah.
How long have you been over there?
I've been there for 32 years, something like that.
I love the beginning. This is the flyer that they gave. The Daughters of Scotia, Fraternal Order. I'm going to read this beautiful saying on the front. Give me the land of the heather and the hill, and the kilt, the mountains and the river, for the blood leaps in my veins when I hear the bagpipes strains. Scotland, dear old Scotland forever. And I don't know. I've always wondered when I hear the pipes. I want to go right to and start marching. A lot of people don't get that feeling. I do.
Yeah.
It's a royal sound. Look at the Brits. They do it up with the pipes.
Yeah.
It's a royal. The police. If an officer passes away,
Yeah.
we've got the pipes. Do the Masons over in Worcester? Do they ever have do they get together with the kilty bands at all? Or the girls?
Well, they used to have a degree team, the Scottish Highlands, and if they were doing a 3rd degree or something, they'd ask the Highlands to do the degree team. So they brought pipers and drummers with them too.
Yeah.
There was also one up in the Lynn area, and not particularly in Lynn, but in that area, and it was called the Kilwinning Club.
Uh-huh.
and they did a good job.
You must have heard, like, the walls must have gone like this. Your husband was probably practicing. With that, those things pipe up, boy. They really pipe up. The Scottish man, the young fellow we had on here, he had actually made his pipes, his bagpipe, made them, his whole outfit. I'm like, you did? He goes, yeah, I did.
When we were first married,
He was playing a lot.
I didn't care. I could take it. But we lived on the second floor, and there's an old
Uh-oh.
lady on the first floor didn't like them. So every time he played, she took the broom and bucket.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't Scottish, huh? Oh, my God.
She-
All right, before we leave, one more time, how can
Pipes.
people get a hold of you to, if they're interested in joining the Daughters of Scotia? Go ahead.
You could call, no, not call me, but send me an email at piperlkm@yahoo.com.
Piper LKM, like in Mary, at yahoo.com. And you can inquire about this. And the Daughters of Scotia, a fraternal order, founded July 2nd, it's right in front of me, July 2nd, 1985. And this, are you going to leave some flyers downstairs on our bulletin board for the
Oh,
lady?
wait, did we didn't take any?
Oh, I don't know if I've got, I don't know if
Or
I've
you
got
can,
any
you can
extra
always
with
email me some, and I will put some down there for
Okay.
you.
All right.
But again, you don't have to be Scottish yourself, although it's kind of cool. But if you're married to someone of that, someone else, was in your family, was a Scottish descent, you're very welcome, right? to
Can I
come.
mention,
Sure.
I'm just remembering something else. We do have a newsletter,
Oh, cool. Okay.
and a correspondent from each lodge will write up something. It's every 2 months,
Yeah.
and they send it down to the newsletter editor in Florida, Jeanette Marsden, who does a lovely job on it. She really does.
Can you send a copy through the email of the or is it just for members of the bulletin?
No, did you say you brought one?
Or is it published? Actually, is it something?
It's
you
like
can-
a,
you get it in the mail.
Yeah.
And we get it in the mail, and
Oh, let's see. Oh, wow. So, okay, look at
So
this.
each lodge is in there.
Daughters of Scotia newsletter, February to March 2018, and the different lodges
each
can
lodge,
pitch in.
yeah.
Did
all the
you
lodges.
guys put something in for?
I think so. We're usually the first one because we're number 2.
Yeah.
Right here. This one number 2.
Number 2, Thistle Lodge,
Yeah.
Worcester. Now, what does PCD mean?
Past chief daughter.
Price Chief. Chief is a big word in Scotland, isn't it? Chief.
Yeah.
Chieftain. Okay. Oh, and they tell you the news of what's coming up. Do you ever get together afterwards for like tea parties and barbecues and going out and stuff like that, or is that just private between the friends?
No, we go out Christmas.
Yeah, we always go to
and-
Christmas.
Yeah. And
And then when we go to Carol's during the summer for a
If you got a pool.
no, I got a lake. I live on a lake.
but she has a lovely
Pavilion.
pavilion, and she makes shepherd's pie and desserts, and so we do get together.
Sounds like a
They
lot.
have to have shepherd's pie.
Is it hard for somebody who wants to join to learn the rituals? It's not like the Masonic thing where you got to memorize a lot of things. I know
No.
Easter Star, it wasn't hard. I just walked from.
You memorize Eastern Star.
No, I didn't memorize anything. Actually, I just walked in and I
Yeah.
was just told what to do.
What
Oh,
to
yeah,
do.
yeah.
When you're joining, like for your initiation, you don't have to memorize anything. And I think that the older you get, the harder it is to memorize.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and a lot of the
So no worries at all. Just
No,
happy to see you.
no worries.
Happy to
No.
have you there.
You don't have to memorize anything.
Carol and Betty, it's been great to have you on. The Daughters of Scotia. Scotia meaning Scotland. If you have any relatives, you or anyone else in your family, you are Scottish, as I am. Very much so on my dad's side anyway, a little bit on mom's. And then of course she has French and German. But, if
and
you,
if anybody's going to the Glasgow Land Festival,
yeah.
some of us will be there too.
The Glasgow Lands Festival in Northampton, we're going to have Peter on.
Mhm.
And it's a bit of a long trip from here, but it's a lot of fun.
That's right.
It is a lot of fun.
I hadn't been in a few years, so I'm kind of looking forward.
It's a
to
bit
it.
of walking, so wear your sneakers.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of walk, but they have all the different kilty bands, all the different kilty. They come on and it's just a tsunami of the pipes, and you're like, wow. And they have like a genealogy tent. Well, I went right in there, and she's telling me about things. And they have the men games, I think, where they do those big poles.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Tossing the caber.
Tossing the caber. They got the big poles. They had a little group, a flute group back then. I don't know what it was. Well, we could go on forever, but the Daughters of Scotia. You can connect with me too, JJL3000 at Verizon.net. I can connect you also with Betty and Carol, and that you can find out more about it. So if you're of Scottish descent, whatever, don't be shy, okay? We'll see you next time and be my guest.